Hello and welcome to another episode of Grind Slime TV with me, your host Aaron. Now, I may be sporting rotting Christ, but today we're talking about Rotting Crushed. Now, this is one of my favourite brutal death metal albums from, well, anywhere really. I mean, there is definitely something in the water in Canada. I mean, just listening to those early Cryptopsy records, Slaughter's Strapado, anything pretty much from the Ross Bay cult. I mean, when they go heavy up there, they go heavy, and this is absolutely no exception. I mean, the artwork says it all. That's how you'll look after listening to this. So be wary. Now, I always get a bit of a obituary vibe from this record, and not because it sounds overly like obituary, because it doesn't. It just has that classic sort of slowly we rot production about it, so it's nasty and dirty. You know you're listening to something that's really just best left in the basement for all your dirty deeds. Ooh, you're not getting it out for dinner parties, I'll tell you that much. And this was originally released on CD by United Guttural Records, and I believe this is the first time it's been put out on vinyl, which was done by Hell's Headbangers earlier this year. I think it was supposed to come out last year, but there was like a bit of a delay or something. I don't know. I can't imagine running a label that busy, so I imagine a lot of things get delayed. Look at the back, look. Oh, look at him smiling away. He knows how heavy it is. Now, collectively, with sound, if it's not HM2 worship by any means, but it's got very sort of entombed styled riffs and solos. You know, those nice slow beats that they like to pull out, sort of reverberated kind of leads and whatnot. It's a very dark sounding album, but also it has a bit of that sort of cock and ball torture feel about it as well, with some of the riffs and some of the tempo. You know, it really is. I mean, this is brutal death metal without being another Disgorge clone or something. You know, it doesn't sound like Regurgitation from Ohio. It doesn't sound like Cannibal Corpse from Buffalo, the real Cannibal Corpse. And, you know, so this does stand out very well on its own as a standalone record. And apparently they're back together now as well. And I've got a feeling this probably had a lot to do with it being re-released. I mean, this is like 97, I think it came out, and the band had been split up for quite some time. They've got some other stuff as well, like they've got some demos and an EP out, and they've got a compilation called The Forgotten, which is fantastic. I've been a fan of that for years. I've never owned it, but it's been on YouTube for a long time, and I used to get down and dirty to that quite a lot. But I would very much like it if the brothers over at Hell's Headbangers wouldn't mind having a word with their Canadian buddies and see if they can throw a little something together. And what's also pretty cool about this, now, I'm not one of those guys who has to get a coloured vinyl or anything like that. Like, if I see sometimes, like, for example, if there's an album that's £18 on black vinyl and £19 on coloured vinyl, I'll buy the black one. I don't give a shit, you know what I mean? But if you're into your coloured vinyl, oh, look at that. It's got that nice sort of splattery doodah. Sort of like, it looks like some kind of coal miner sneezed and just splattered all over their dinner plate and went, fuck it, when you're hungry, you know what I mean? Now, a lot of you might be thinking like, oh, you know, brutal death metal, guessing all their songs are about rape and murder and disembowelment, and there is some of that on there, won't lie to you, it is what it is, but mainly, the lyrical content is very anti-Christian, which is kind of cool in my books. But it mixes the two. Like, it's not just like, oh, I don't like Jesus, I think he's a knob. Like, this is all about like disemboweling Jesus and smashing fucking Virgin Mary with hammers and nailing babies to the walls and stuff like that. And you know, so it's a sort of mix between the gore and blasphemy sort of thing. bit like severe torture on those early records, like obviously I can't remember what that first one was called. Feasting on Blood. That album, and also what's their second album called? It's one of my favourite albums, and so it's right over there. Oh, Misanthropic Carnage. That was it. So you know they like to mix that violence with the anti-Christian sort of side, and it works really well. I mean, it's not like they're going out their way to be funny, but some of the lyrics are quite comical. You know, like he'll be talking about how he's down the manger and doing everybody in there, and he's like, oh yeah, the three wise men are next on the list, you know, stuff like that. And it's not overly loaded with samples. It's got a few on there. You know, it's got stuff from Last House on the Left, the original one. Well, yeah, it would be from '97, wouldn't it? The Prophecy and Die Hard. Interestingly enough, but it really is one of those albums that if you haven't heard this and you're into your death metal and you like the slow tempos, and don't get me wrong, this blasts like a lot. But when they go slow, it's like, oh yeah, like Snail carrying a sledgehammer, you know. And the solos, man, the solos are really stand out on this record for me. Everyone is cool. It's not just them shredding and wanking off their guitar for the hell of it. Go, look what I can do. No, no, no. Every solo fits right for each song. And if you're a lady, I will say, do not stand too close to the speaker when Let Them Bleed comes on, because if that solo is in your near vicinity, you will get pregnant. So be very careful. Got a bit of a Ghostbusters swing to it, but it works perfect. It's brilliant. So Rotting Crushed is definitely a 2 thumbs up from me. Only beef for this release, and I don't think this is anyone's fault. Like I said, it's nearly 30 years old, and the label can only work the materials they're given, but it hasn't got all the lyrics. A couple of the songs are missing, but I also noticed on Metal Archives the song Soulburn doesn't have lyrics either, where the rest of them do. But yeah, so it's not perfect in that sense, but as a record of like, you know, listenable, enjoying it, it's pretty close to perfect. It's fantastic album. I think it's like 35 minutes, and it just hits the spot every time. It's just gritty. I mean, it sounds like it could be a demo from the early '90s, and that's a sound I really enjoy. And it's got that really horrible like kick drum to it. It sounds like someone's slapping a bit of wet meat with another bit of wet meat. It's really is the dirtiness. If you like clean production and fast guitar all the time, then you may not find this to be your cup of tea. But if you're not gay and you like the really, really brutal stuff that's dirty and ugly and it's supposed to be like really in your face, then you cannot go wrong with Crushed by Rotting. Pick this up whenever you can. It is fantastic. That's all from me. Have a good one.